Yeah, well, there was a new agent who started with us and she came to me and said, I'm Angie.
I was gonna say something, then you started talking to Katie.
It's Q's birthday. Would you like to
Oh,
come
happy
him?
birthday.
Happy birthday.
We'll have to sing to you.
Your hair looks great.
Well, quite a thing.
Oh my goodness, you guys. All right. Well, thanks for being here. It's good to see all your smiling faces. It's nice that we're headed towards what I am just going to coin as better weather, right? Even though it's a little windy and cold out there today. Is it supposed to rain?
Yeah.
Please tell me it's not supposed to snow.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It is up in the city.
Yeah. All right.
Now it is? In the city, maybe a
So
little
we
bit.
thought we would start the meeting with some bucket fills. So if anybody has any that they want to share or shout out, feel free to do so. I'm going to kick us off with a shout out to Mackenzie, our new director of First Impressions that likely all or most of you have met. She's doing a good job learning the ropes and holding down the fort. Along with Katie, who I want to give a shout out to also, who is really holding down the fort right now while we are seeking to, fill a couple key hires here. So most of you guys know, and that we're looking for a new director of agent services. So please, if there is anyone in your world or someone who's not in your world that you know of, that you think is talent, that would be amazing at serving our agents at a high level. We are in the interview process now. We've interviewed a couple candidates and we have a few more yet, but we'd love to hear from you guys if you have folks. Anybody else have any bucket fills that they want to share? Okay, thanks, Lori.
I want to thank Dylan and you and Katie for making this, I know it's you're taking on a lot, for making it very seamless.
Thank you, I appreciate that. We appreciate that, thank you.
I second that.
Thank you, thanks, Jen.
I just want to thank Dylan. He's doing some awesome trainings. And it's so nice to have you here.
I appreciate it.
Pouring into us like that. So thank you. Can't wait for your next one.
I appreciate the compliments.
That's all I got.
That's great, all right. Yeah, and I appreciate you for setting up our lunch vendor today and our lunch person that's going to come in and speak to us today for pizza. So for those of you who might not have been aware, there will be pizza after the team meeting. So thank you for that. Any others before we move on?
I'll give a shout out.
Okay.
I would like to give a shout out to Jen. I know that she's in the process of bringing on some administrative help, and
Woo-woo.
she's making progress towards the big goal this year. So shout out to her for doing that and making strides to find some leverage in her business.
Okay. Yay. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yep.
Guys, I don't know if you happen to know, but we also have a new closer that is available to us, and she's got an office just down the hall. We've not met yet, so I can't even properly introduce you. My apologies.
Summer. You all ready? Present treats in your meeting.
Yeah, please, and come on up and tell our folks a little bit about yourself, Summer. Oh, those are so cute.
Those are adorable. Aaron.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, get a little sugar for you.
Or did you almost fly out on that?
All of them. It's all for you.
So Summer, how long have you
Happy
been
birthday.
with, how long have you been with Partners? How long have you been closing transactions for agents?
Been with Partners for about 2 weeks.
Okay,
I've been in title for 46 years in July. So I started as an assistant, so I've got lots of background with claim title, lots of title issues. All my job control chaos. Got any questions? Needing help with transactions?
Yeah.
Almost all day.
okay, awesome.
I need to get a picture of it.
Thank you for the treat, Summer. Welcome to our crazy family.
You're welcome at any time.
Yeah.
Where are these from?
Rachel, good friend of mine,
Thank you.
Rachel has Rachel's Kitchen in Sturgill.
Oh.
So she
Oh,
Dylan.
It's the perfect flavor.
She's got
I'll
some
live
little
vicariously.
hints of
Don't give
something.
me my last repeat ever. Thank you so much.
Why don't you just stand up here with me? She didn't leave me a clicker either. She didn't leave me a clicker. So it's not working. There we go. What did you hit? It's this. Okay, it was just stalled. Okay, so again, if you guys want to find Summer, she's just right down the hall. She's our new partner through Partners Title and a part of the Rochester team. Oh, we have a couple of new cappers in the house. One of them sitting in the room. Congrats, Jim. And congrats to Ben. Don't spend it all in one place, but have a little bit of fun. That's always a happy day for all of our agents here. And then just a reminder, please save the date. Red Day's coming up. It is Thursday, May 12th. I don't want to put anyone on the spot if we don't have details yet to share, but does anyone on the ALC have anything that they want to share just yet? If not, that's okay. We're still,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Well, as far as I know, we are going to be helping out at Seasons Hospice and we need helpers. So we're going to spend the afternoon out there and then probably do a happy hour somewhere. And I'm not sure that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured.
So happy hour location TBD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we really need physical bodies out there. And this is our one big thing. We'll be doing other Channel 1 things, but we're really counting on all of you to be there. So
That's
thank
that day
you.
before.
The 12th,
It's the
Thursday,
12th.
the 12th.
So
Yep.
thank you in advance for blocking off your calendar.
Yes.
It's gonna be a great day.
Thank you in advance. As soon as we get the,
Historically, we've needed power washers and tools and stuff like that.
Katie will get back to us on that.
yeah, she's checking with them currently, I believe,
Yes.
right? On what projects exactly they want us to work on. So as we get more of those details, we'll be sure and get them out to you guys as far as like time, what's needed, things of that nature.
Hey, we
Hi,
have a
Lanier.
deadline for when to order shirts and stuff, right?
We
Did it pass?
do. Let me see if there's another screen on that.
We like
It has not
have one
passed.
on this.
It's okay, we got a bunch of red cute girls.
The timeline has not passed.
Pretty happy today.
I got you, I got
You're
you.
so cute.
I believe that I think Katie did a post in the closed Facebook group that you guys can look for with a link. I'll ask her to just refresh that so that it's at the top for anyone that's looking to find it. Also, just a reminder that Wisconsin CE course completion and license renewal is the 14th of December. So you got a little bit more time if you're a Wisconsin licensee. And then, of course, everybody knows or should know rather that CE course completion and license renewal is due June 30th. So as you guys have heard us over the years, we highly encourage you not to wait until the last minute to get that done
The deadline is April 20th
Thank you.
for,
for the red day.
okay, for the red day. Awesome, April
Also,
20th.
ALC is working on trying to do some in-person CE stuff. this year.
Awesome, love it, love it, love it. Okay,
Thank you, Sean. Oh, yeah, I might be CE certified. EMAR. Nice.
oh, great.
I'm teaching a social media class there. On like the
Didn't you just
20th.
do that?
Oh, nice.
No,
It's
they
coming
want,
up.
Margaret said she wants me to teach a whole class.
Wow.
That
was
was better than mine.
Maybe we'll get you on the calendar for here as
That's
well.
not CE certified.
Yeah,
Two different things.
yeah.
So if you look at what you have to submit, it's,
I told her if she wants me to do it, she can take care of it.
oh no, you have to,
Nice.
she,
I know.
yeah, she can't. You have to write down every 10 minutes what
Yeah,
we're discussing. It's broken down that small.
Really?
Mhm.
Fun.
For the heads up.
We already
Still
said,
come to my
that-
social media.
right, we already said you wouldn't be applying for CE. because
But
nobody
that's
wants
what's hard to
get
do
in.
if you have an itinerary, or not an itinerary, but if you have an outline of what you're gonna do, just have the outline and add times to it.
She doesn't have an itinerary.
I made a
Yeah, I mean, in the, on. It'll be on the
yeah,
slide. I mean,
sorry.
that's easy.
No, no worries, no worries. Please,
Yeah,
like,
thank you. That's right.
if you end up on their agenda, will you please let us know so we can encourage agents to go and support you?
Yeah, I'll email you.
Okay, thanks. All right, this slide is just a reminder, guys, that there is a video library, you know, online still where you can go and, as they put it, relive all of your favorite family reunion moments and catch any that you've missed. There's still a couple that I have yet to go back to watch that I want to, but you can log on to the KW platform 24/7, so at any time, and that is available through April 25th in order to access the video library. So it contains recordings of some of the biggest sessions, also lets you, you know, relive the family reunion experience over again, while being able to actually jot down things that you might have missed if you either didn't attend, attended, and just want a refresher on some of the content. Okay, this is new. So I just saw this for the first time yesterday. The company is now offering Agents of Distinction certificate that you can register for and take some training on. So the description that I was given was wear your commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion on your website, business cards, and other personally branded materials by completing the Agent of Distinction certificate program. It's self-paced. It's an online course that will teach you how to build and implement a diverse, inclusive business strategy, develop best practices for working with diverse clients, gain a strong understanding of demographic trends affecting real estate, and learn how to grow an unstoppable business through community partnerships. You will also receive unlimited access to the platform, an exclusive invite to the Agent of Distinction social group, and ongoing social equity content to share with your sphere. Absolutely love that we're part of a company that, you know, makes this sort of training available to our agents. I think it's really important, particularly, you know, in today's day and age. So if that's something that speaks to you and something that you're interested in, please check it out. All right. Who knows what happens in August every year with Keller Williams? Mega Camp. So we're gonna get you a little fired up here with the video that we're gonna share.
You guys ready? Let's go.
Awesome. So we just wanted to, oopsie, didn't want to do that. Definitely didn't want to do that. We wanted to get you guys. Right click. Yeah. We just want to get you guys excited about Mega Camp, get it on your calendars early. What we're being told is that it's being revamped for this year's event. And the focus, thank you, Dylan. The focus is entirely on agents. And the part that I liked best about what I heard was that every session will be presided over by Gary Keller himself. So anytime I can get in front of Gary or hear from Gary, I want to take advantage of.
Those ones always tend to be a little bit better.
Yeah, always. You know, I mean, kudos to the other folks that participate and lead those sessions as well, but I don't think anyone does it better than Gary. He will be joined on stage at the Austin Convention Center by a rotating list of what they're calling industry titans. So mark your calendars, August 23rd through the 24th. It will be in person and virtual. So much like Family Reunion, sounds like they're going to offer a virtual option as well. And early bird tickets are available now. So if you are so moved, early bird tickets are available now. I don't know if this is true because I had already bought my plane ticket. I'm heading out on Sunday to Texas for some leadership training, but maybe you also want to look at getting tickets now. I don't know if it's too early, but has anyone seen our prices going up on flights? Has anyone tried to book anything? Yeah. Yeah.
I've had my flight canceled.
Recently? Really?
Last week, we ended up driving to Colorado instead of flying.
Oh, you're
What
kidding.
airline?
Yeah, the good news was we drove an hour
Frontier.
north.
Oh,
Out of Minneapolis?
from Atlantic.
Out of Minneapolis?
Yeah, and then we drove.
Yeah.
But then when we went to get our car from the like park and ride thing, she was like, you're like the 9th person that told me that your flight was canceled today.
Wow.
So it's just, it's
And
just
what
like,
was the reason?
they didn't give us a reason.
What
And then I
airline?
heard somebody,
Frontier.
Frontier, and then somebody said Sun Country, and then our friend that was just flying to Oklahoma from with Delta said his flight was canceled. Like, it's just been nonstop.
Wow.
Yeah. It's spring break.
Terrible.
You don't.
Yeah.
Are they doing, you know how last year you guys, gave away a trip to Mega Camp?
A ticket to Mega Camp?
Yeah.
I don't know. We haven't talked about it yet.
I know how you.
Yeah.
can- I know how you can get a free one.
Apps coaching.
Maps Coach.
Yep.
I was just curious.
Yeah. I don't know. We haven't talked about it yet, but
So I
certainly
remember
discuss it.
winning one, and then COVID happened, and that was really sad. So I was just curious. I'm not saying that I need to win it, but.
Right.
That's what I heard.
But it might be a good idea.
I believe I'm home one.
I think Lori just locked it on softball next to
Thank you for reminding me, Lauren. You know what? I do forget about those things. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I don't know is the answer to that, but obviously we would encourage any and all of you to attend. Is there anyone in the room who has attended Mega Camp before? Okay, and did you get value out of it? Was it worth the trip? You know, okay, absolutely. I think that this will be likely one of our first live and in-person events. Obviously, there were folks that went to family reunion, but I still think there were a lot of people that were kind of on the fence. I think Mega Camp is probably going to be one of the first times where there are going to be a lot more people who are very comfortable being out and in public and shoulder to shoulder with others. So I wanted to also share the screen on KW segment events. There is training that is going to be available throughout the month of April. And I really think that this is, you know, one of the things that can differentiate us, you know, from the competition is the many great segments that, you know, are afforded to us and available to our agents through Keller Williams. So if you're interested in joining a segment, or if you're already a member, we just wanted to share with you some of the ones that are up and coming. So KW New Homes, April 5th and 6th, 10 a.m. Central Time. These are all Central Time. Keller Williams Young Professional Leadership Mastermind, April 6th at 2 o'clock. I recently had a discussion with my coach. I don't know what qualifies for young professional. Dylan, do you, is it 35 and under?
35.
I kind of take offense to that a little bit, but 35 and under, right? We need to create something for us old fogies or a little bit long in the tooth. However, point is, there really isn't, unless I'm not aware of it, and that could be the case, a young professional division in this area, in or around this area. And how cool would it be if we could, you know, start something and create something like that and open it up to other young professionals, even outside of Keller Williams. So if I have some of you sitting here today that are interested in maybe masterminding with me around what that could look like, I think that that would be something that could be of great value to not only our agents, but maybe some other agents in the community. So
I'm also happy to open that up. I've started to myself, KW Rainbow Network and KW Chispa, that both have thousands of people in it now. So if you guys want to mastermind on that, I'm happy to help with that.
do you want to share just real quick what each of those are for those who might not be aware?
KW Rainbow Network is a coalition of agents, staff, and leaders within KW who are a part of the LGBTQ community. And then KW Chispa is the coalition of Hispanics for progressive action within KW.
So if you aren't a part of those organizations and you align with either one or both, there are closed Facebook groups that you can join. Yeah, Dylan?
Yeah, so a couple of the big benefits. Number one, of course, you know, trying to further or champion for those groups in terms of business and other ways. But a tertiary benefit to those groups is referrals, agent-to-agent referrals from across the country. That was actually a third of my business last year in Michigan came from referrals from agents. So it's a huge, you know, exposure piece and garners some good visibility from other agents across the country who have clients moving to Minnesota. And if you want to be known in those groups as kind of like the person where, you know, you'll have 5 or 6 different people tagging you in those referral groups, really that's one of the biggest ways that you can become that person is by starting those groups and by meeting new people at events like MegaCamp.
You're
Awesome.
100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were pressing me down there to join the young professionals. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I might just have to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a need. There's a group up in the Twin Cities, and when they first started that, they asked, if we wanted to be a part of that, and I said, well, of course. I think now it's time for us to create our own down in this area. It certainly wouldn't preclude you from participating in the one up in the cities, but I think, from just a realistic perspective, you're likely going to participate a little bit more if it's something down closer to home, right? And I just think that there's a need, and from what I'm aware of, I don't think there's really anyone spearheading that right now. So I think there could be a lot of power in that.
And I'll add if I could one thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've been in like this masterminds that I was a part of for a short while. Anyway, you show up like at these networking meetings and they have this like the minute things that we talked about where like you start off, everybody has like their elevator pitch that they have to do around the table and it gets to be like so dry.
It's a
right?
whole meeting sometimes.
Yeah, and exactly, that feels like the whole meeting. I think if we're gonna do something like that, it would be, there'd be great potential in that to make it a little bit more fun. To have like taught lessons on things outside of professional stuff, like you could have like a woodworking thing, you could have, wine tasting, how to roll cigars, things outside of any sort of professional capacity. But then when you get to know people on a genuine basis about something that you're both kind of uncomfortable having never done,
Mhm.
I think that's where the real connections happen for networking. They don't happen out of those particular kind of meetings where it's like forced.
Yeah. What's really cool about a lot of these groups, or at least the successful ones anyways, they're run like market centers. So they often will have like a international ALC for that group. So like, for instance, KW Rainbow Network or KW Chispa, we all have, we have a group of ALC who lead a committee. So like you, for instance, could lead the social committee of the young professionals in this area and be responsible for,
No,
yeah, right? But
As of today, is that as of today?
so there might be a little bit of, there's something
It's
for
all
everyone.
over your page.
I got 1 year in Monday.
Don't forget that day.
Sorry. Okay, cool.
So is your birthday tomorrow? Okay. So let's just get it out of the way. Can we just sing them both happy birthday right now? Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hugh and Sam. Happy birthday to you. Yay, happy birthday, guys. And you get a cookie. All right, so Keller Williams Luxury, some of you may or may not be aware, there are some requirements in order to be able to be eligible to be a part of the luxury division. I believe it might be in Commander on their website. The last I heard, I could be wrong on this, guys, is that you have to have sold, I think, at least 2 properties at 700,000 or higher in the last rolling 12 months in order to qualify.
And it's per market center.
Yeah, don't take my word on that. If there is someone, suffice it to say, if there's someone interested in this designation, see Katie, see me, have the conversation. We'll do the, heavy lifting for you and figure out what that looks like and what you need to do. Commercial mastermind. We get lots of questions about commercial. If that's something that interests you at all, there's something on April 12th. Why do we have KW New Homes on here twice? Okay.
There are 2 different sessions.
It
One
is.
for-
Thank you. One's just a Q&A. Keller Williams Land, and then something else for Keller Williams Luxury. So sometimes I realize we don't talk about these different segments enough. And I just kind of assume that everybody knows all that we have to offer. So it bears sharing every once in a while. So there's something new that they're putting in our slide decks. It's kind of game show-esque. So we're going to throw a question out there. Who wants to be an MREA? And the question,
Everyone has heard of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right?
right? And the question is not showing up.
Click next.
No, I think that's okay. Who knows what the rule of time blocking is? Shout
The
it out.
MREA rule.
Shout it out. Shout it out.
But give any answer.
Yeah, give an answer.
Well, it is the practice of blocking time on your schedule for dedicated duties and making sure that you are blocking that time so that it's consistent daily actions.
Exactly. That is time blocking. What is the MREA rule of time blocking?
Always block your lead gen first.
That's not the answer I'm looking for, but I
That's a
like
good
it.
one.
Isn't this supposed to be multiple choice?
Does anybody want a hint?
Yeah.
They didn't make it multiple choice. Does anyone want a hint?
Yes.
If you blank, you must blank.
Put it on your schedule, you must do it.
What is it?
Like if
And
you,
there's not a-
you have to reschedule it if something takes its spot.
You're getting more and
I
more.
like words.
It
It-
doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist unless. it's
So if you
rescheduled.
take something off your calendar, what are you supposed to do?
Replace it.
So what you replace?
Remove,
If you erase,
erase.
you must
Oh, we're rhyming.
replace. So no candy, sorry. Guys failed me. Yes, are there any cookies left? Just a reminder, to begin April with some upfront highlights, to help kickstart your spring. I hope you guys are reading the content in Outfront. It is really, really good, valuable content that they put out.
And also, one of the big things that I personally like out front for, you kind of like allow them to generate the content and then you guys can make a video about it and post it on your pages.
Yeah,
Right? Like go live.
it's
and
done for
share,
you.
You know, some of these things, or use it as a talking point if you do decide to, you know, create the networking or mastermind group with agents from other companies.
So I am a firm believer in not reinventing the wheel. And if I can find content that already exists that's relevant to, you know, something that I'm going to do or share. So as I'm sitting here, you know, reading what is part of the content in Outfront Magazine, I'm thinking, man, if we had a young professionals network, these are great topics that you could discuss. And so what's being addressed in the April edition is valuable tax deductions for real estate agents. We could all, you know, learn about that. Strategies for spicing up your social media presence. Why is it important to take some well-deserved time off every once in a while? So those are all things that we should all be, you know, spending time learning more about or implementing in our, you know, businesses and lives. And it's right there, you
And
know.
they have consumer facing articles as well, like stuff that would make sense for you to post on your guys' pages for your clients, not just realtor facing content.
Keep that down. Also, too, want to remind you guys, we've talked about this at previous team meetings, but I feel like sometimes we need to, you know, continue to say things until they really sink in. But there is April social content calendar that they put out. Guys, it's done for you. It's already done for you. So these are things that you can share with your sphere by using the content in the calendar. Be sure and check out all the great ideas for staying top of mind with your current clients and, you know, hopefully gaining the attention of new ones. So that's there. All you have to do is log in and find it and take a peek. Also, we always like to remind you of the design updates. April is National Fair Housing Month. So there are already some pre-created marketing pieces within designs, which you find in Command that you could be using and, you know, posting on your different social media outlets as well. I think we maybe have a couple more. Some holidays or days coming up. I don't know if tax day is one we consider a holiday, but tax day is coming up. Easter Sunday, of course, Passover, Earth Day. Again, sometimes maybe it's fun to create your own, but I'm a why reinvent the wheel type person. They're there for you. Just have to log in and find them. Also, too, has anyone done the Agent Branded magazine yet? I am hearing really great things about this. Guys, this is something that I wanted to do for years as a real estate agent, but either I had to find someone and pay them to do it, like create all the content for me, which sounded expensive, or I had to create it myself, which sounded very overwhelming. This is done for you. All you have to do is go in and brand it for yourself. Why everyone's not using this, I don't know, other than they're just not aware of it.
We actually have been with a separate company, so it'd be interesting to compare.
Yeah, do you guys do a newsletter right now with a company?
Not on a newsletter.
magazine.
magazine.
Oh, magazines, okay. Sorry, I said newsletter magazine.
Lifestyle?
Yeah.
I know.
True reminder.
So you're currently paying them to create it for you?
Yes.
Monthly?
Yeah, but it only comes out every couple months.
Okay, like every quarter, once a quarter maybe?
I don't know if it's paid, something that we pay monthly. I think it's paid quarterly or whatever, right?
Okay. I mean, the nice thing about, you know, the way that we communicate now is if this is in digital format, which it is, like this can be emailed. It doesn't cost you anything.
Mhm.
You don't have to pay for postage. If you wanted to get really fancy and take it to a printer and have it printed and actually mailed to someone, you could do that as well. But take a peek if you haven't. All right, so we're going to turn the floor over to Dylan.
How much time do we have?
You've got probably about 20 minutes or so
Alright.
before our speaker comes in,
Thank you.
or before our
So
sponsor.
I put together just some ideas, and this is more so, I want this to be more so a discussion. So if I'm going too fast, you know, feel free to just say, hold up, you know, give me a little bit more details, or feel free to comment, give me your own experience or ideas that you guys are utilizing to grow your business. First, I wanted to start off with, let's see. Okay, I guess my slides aren't up here. Where are they? I can pull them up here really quick. I want you guys to see these slides.
Hey, you guys, while he finds his slides, Shelley has some great ideas. I'd stick around. Sam and Q are using her to solidify multiple offer deals, a product that she offers. And so try to stick around for her. I think you'll get some helpful tools that you can use in this market to make your offer stronger. And you love you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Don't skip out.
Yeah.
Lisa.
I'm listening.
All right,
You got it.
we'll just go through it this way. All right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is actually a social media calendar. Who here has, I'm curious, who believes they only have one database? Raise your hand. Okay, how about two databases?
No hands, we don't have databases.
Oh, no.
You're not gonna tell them there's no right or wrong answer, so they're brave enough.
Three databases, anyone? Three databases, anyone have more than three?
I don't know the right
Okay.
answer.
Well, there really is no right answer. You know, it's more so just to gauge what you are currently using and perhaps what you're not using. So of course, we all know what the traditional database is. Those are our past clients, right? In addition to that, I want you guys to view your social media as a secondary database. And if you don't view it that way, you certainly should, because you have lots of people in that database that you could be social selling to. And then the third database that I personally have is called my Exchange database. So this database is full of anyone who I have had an exchange with in the last year, whether that has been virtual, face-to-face, over the phone, you know, at an open house. I just met them, right? But I don't actually have that relationship yet. They go into my Exchange database. So I have my past client database, my social media or my Sphere database, and then I have my Exchange database. And each of those databases, you're going to be working intentionally and differently. For example, for events, you might send out an invitation to all of your past clients, but not necessarily everyone who you're friends with on Facebook. But I would also include everyone in my Exchange database. For most of my events, I'm sending an invite to everyone in my Exchange database because I want them to become a past client. So consider, if you're not using your social media as a secondary database, consider how you could use it that way in the next 3 quarters. This would be one way that you could intentionally go about tapping into that database, creating a social media calendar. And Aaron actually shared that you already have one created for you. So why are we not using one, right? Who in here is using a social media calendar that's planned every single month? Okay, great. So I'm glad to see a couple hands up. If you're not, one way that you can immediately, you know, leave today and become more intentional is to use this calendar or go into command and use the calendar that already exists. So what we did here is we actually broke up each day into a different topic. One day we're going to generate content that's around education. The next day, it's going to be about motivation. Especially in the market that we're in now, buyers, I'm sure, could use some motivation. So what do some of those social media posts look like? We have, again, broken down each of those topics into ideas for creating that content again. So under educate, you might provide a buyer tip, a seller tip, a frequently asked question from one of your clients, coming up with some statistics around the investment that sellers are earning after X amount of years of home ownership. I think last year I saw a statistic that said people who purchased a home last year, in a full year after purchasing the home, they have something like between 80,000 and 100,000 in equity. Isn't that insane? It usually takes people 8 years to get anywhere near that number. So posting something like that is going to create some wow factor or shock value that ultimately will help you build rapport with those that you're in relationship with on social media. Other things, whether it relates to building trust, maybe some personal news or update in your business. Maybe you refreshed your logo, or you want to take that as an opportunity to get your people involved in helping you to create some branding changes in your business. By posting different logo options and asking them which they prefer. By sharing an experience of a buyer at the closing table, how you helped your buyer save $10,000 in this super competitive market, or a community focused post, taking a selfie from a restaurant that's in your town that you love, the best grilled cheese in town, right? These are just different ideas that you can utilize for social media. And I'm sure Lauren has a lot of this in her class as well.
Lauren, are you like typing away to put your agenda together for your class?
All right, success stories. So yeah, this might be counterintuitive, because I know for some time I was telling lots of people like use Canva, use Canva, use Canva, because you can create really high quality, super simple graphics to share success in your business. That's actually outdated now, especially on Facebook. Posts that are using Canva, their algorithms are actually downvoting you. So sure, you might get some attention if people are commenting and sharing and reacting to your post, but you're not going to get as much engagement if you just used one high quality photo, whether that be a photo that you took from your iPhone, or whether that be a photo that you downloaded off of Shutterstock.
And you're meaning to say like there's a push option from Canva, right? That shuts the algorithm down.
So that's one thing that would downvote your algorithm. The second thing that would downvote your algorithm is actually if Facebook detected text or any like blocking like this in the actual post, it's going to downvote that, because naturally their algorithm is going to think this is a promotional piece or business post.
So
They also can't read it.
Even if it's downloaded, yeah, Facebook, they have really, really smart algorithms, and every year it's getting better. And so what I've actually heard now is that they're able to read graphics to see if there's text in the graphic. If there's text in the graphic, it still may perform well if you have great copy and a good story and you follow a specific pattern, which I'll get into. But if there's text, you're going to get an immediate downvote. It doesn't mean you can't overcome that. This post got good engagement for a real estate post. It's not the best, right? But 20 comments and a share, that's nice. So how does Facebook and Instagram specifically rank your posts? So they actually prioritize shares as number one. The more shares you get, the more Facebook juice you get, so to speak. Second would be reshares. So I share, someone shares my post, and then someone else shares that post from their page, right? So shares, reshares, then comments, then reactions, right? That's kind of the ranking. So I have 57 engagements with this, reactions with this post, but that's actually not the most important thing. The most important thing was the shares, and then any reshares, comments, then reactions. So consider that when you are trying to build out your lead funnel on social media. It's important that we, try to stay away from text in the graphic. But now I want you to create really great copy. Here's kind of the flow that I personally will use: a hook, body, a recap, and a call to action. So I'll just read this out for everyone that can't see it. Inflation. It's a fear many buyers have right now. The question is, if I buy now, am I purchasing a home at the height of the market? If I buy now, am I going to pay 10,000, 20,000 plus above the true value of the home? That's a question that so many buyers have right now, right? Hook. So then I validate that concern. This is a valid concern and totally understandable. Yet if you're waiting to reach out to an agent because of this fear, please know there are still deals to be found just like the one below. So social, this is considered a social copy or or social proof, excuse me. So an example of the hook that you just provided. And this would be the body. So when you hire a professional agent like myself, we sit down with you to analyze the market together. I want you to feel comfortable and confident in your understanding of the market. That way you can make a well-informed financial decision. I will get a firm grasp on your vision for a home and then get to work for you on finding the best investment opportunity. With a little patience, you could be just like my last happy buyer below, where I was able to negotiate the sellers down $10,000 and still get my buyers into their preferred location. Wins like this are why I love my career. So that is the social proof. And then you finish with a call to action, which is, if you're having concerns just like these, please reach out to me and let's start a conversation. You may be pleasantly surprised. So that's kind of the flow. Hook, validate the concern, social proof, call to action.
Okay, so who here is using Facebook groups? Who here has created a Facebook group they're using to generate business? Facebook groups are an amazing way to get business, and I think they're going to continue to increase in popularity. So here's one example of how I have personally used a Facebook group in Michigan. I didn't know anyone, right? So I had to rethink the way that I did business. So one of the ways that I did that was by specifically picking a neighborhood, and actually it was the neighborhood that I was living in. There were a lot of condos in that neighborhood. So what I did was I created a postcard, and I sent them out. I mailed them out to everyone, and those who couldn't find the address for or their contact information for, I just dropped it at their door. So what do you guys notice here? Anything that specifically stands out to you in this postcard? So the biggest piece here is that there's no mention of real estate.
Right.
There's no mention of my personal branding, right? The reason for this group, sure, is for me to lead generate, but I'm not going to specifically market myself in this group. If I see someone, this is for a neighborhood community, right? So this is a really big way that all of you guys can go away and start a group. Build one for where you live, for your community. Get people to join the group. And then when you see a neighbor saying, hey, so-and-so is going to be moving soon, or hey, I'm considering moving, right? Then you can privately message that person, or if you already have their contact information, which you would when they sign up for this group, you could directly reach out to them and have a one-on-one conversation about how you can help them, right? Because then people in the group don't think that it's created just for spam purposes or just for advertising purposes, and people will actually use it at a higher level because they're starting to get the value.
I have buyers under contract right now that I met through a Facebook group. It's actually the Rochester like LGBT.
Love it.
And this guy posted that he was, they were actually moving to Rochester looking for great restaurants. And I said, hey, my favorite restaurant is Five West. Also, if you need a realtor, happy to help. Well, he looked up my email, found me, emailed me, and we're now under contract.
Amazing. Great job. Thank you for that example.
Yeah, awesome.
That's awesome. So first thing with groups is create your own group, run your own group intentionally. The second thing is become a part of a group that's already created and engage in that group at a high level, right? So there are badges, I think now in Facebook that say like top commenter or content creator, right? You want those badges, and you get those badges by liking things, by commenting, by adding new posts to those groups. Find a group, whether it's LGBTQ community of Rochester, or whether it's moms of Rochester, or dads that like whiskey, whatever it is, right? Like become a part of a group that you're really passionate about, and then engage in that group consistently and at a high level. Okay, back to postcards, back to farming. This is all something that you guys can do right away, and it actually still works. You might be laughing at me thinking this is an antiquated tactic for lead generation, but I'm actually the one laughing because this is still working, right? Most people think this is an outdated method, but it's still tried and true. And the agents that I'm speaking to now who are still farming at a high level are still busy, right? I'm meeting with a lot of agents, and one of the things that I hear is this year, this first quarter of this year is unlike, any other that we've experienced recently. It's really slow, right? It's really slow. I'm not as busy as I normally am. Well, those people are not as busy as they normally are for a couple reasons, right? The housing inventory, it's low. The second thing is a lot of these people have what I would call personality-based businesses where they're not specifically, their lead generation is not specifically systemized. So how can we systemize your lead generation? Well, farming is a great way to do that. Sending out postcards just like this to a specific neighborhood that you really want to dominate, do that. It's still working. This is a tried and true method. Does anyone do this?
We just had lunch with the #1 individual agent in the state of Minnesota.
She does over 60 million.
Herself
and she
a
does
no
this.
assistant. She said that this was a huge.
Where the majority of her business comes from.
Huge.
And how long has she been consistent in those?
And that activity, I don't know,
Had to be
she's been an
like
agent. for
Correct.
15
Right.
she's
It's
been
got to be
an agent for
consistent.
15 years.
Did it 1 month and.
Right.
No,
exactly.
She's
Yep.
very
You have to
consistent.
do it year after year.
100%. Yep. Very much so accurate.
Just wanted to throw that out.
I appreciate it. So next up, has anyone heard of Google Screened? Raise your hand if you've heard of Google Screened. It's not being verified by Google. It's actually different. So Google Screened is actually it's newer, and you have to sign up for it and kind of go through a verification process. And it actually is connecting people who are interested in purchasing a home with people who have been verified through their process. And it helps you show up at the top of Google results, by the way. So Google Screened and become Google Screened if you're not already. Okay, who here leverages video at a high level? By the way, I don't want this session to discourage you, right? If you're not doing anything that's on this list so far, it's intended to get you thinking differently, maybe motivate you. I don't want to discourage you. There are so many different ways to grow your business. Pick 1 or 2 ways and go all in on those things. But this is a really good example of an agent who I know personally, who actually used to live in Michigan, moved to Florida, the Orlando area, and had to and decided to use video as the way to grow his business. And he grew a massive business in a really short amount of time, specifically through video. So I screenshot some of his these are the cover photos of each video, and just to show you some of the engagement, to #1, provide ideas of video just so that you can do that yourself, and also to show you how many people are seeing his content. It's insane. It's insane. But again, he's doing this consistently. He's doing it regularly. On YouTube, look up Ken Pozak, and you'll be able to watch his videos. He's not no offense, Ken, if he sees this, but he's not the most it's not groundbreaking, right? He's not the most entertaining person you've ever met, or quite frankly, the smartest person you've ever met. But he's very smart for doing this. It was a way that he grew his business really quickly. And this is really good stuff. It's really great stuff. So here are some different ideas. He talked about Orlando home builders and ranked, right? Ranked from the consumer point of view. Tips on buying a second home. Over here are 2 local videos. Living in St. Cloud, right? Living in Lake Mary. Could you do local videos like that here in Rochester? Living in this part of town, living in that part of town. 3 affordable versus luxury neighborhoods, right? This could easily read 3 affordable versus luxury Rochester neighborhoods or Winona neighborhoods. How to build a custom home, right? What's the process like? Okay, I know we have some famous people in Minnesota. Could you tour a home and videotape it? I don't know, it's a good idea. This had 1 million views. The village, like the lifestyle of living in this specific area, 191,000 views. Top places people are moving in, let's say Minnesota, right? This one got 43,000 views
Are these views on YouTube?
on YouTube. Pros and cons of living in a gated community, 47,000 views. On average, his videos just a month ago were getting 7.5 views. But the point of this is that they compound, right? Once you get to 7K, you're gonna be put in front of a lot more people. And it's easily gonna grow to 43, 47, 191, 23,000, 1 million, right? So if you're not doing video, maybe it's something you wanna do in the next 3 quarters. I'll wrap it up here. So here's a kind of off the wall idea. And this is really just to get the phone ringing. I'm not saying that this program is going to be used by every client, but again, it's a way to lead generate, get your phone ringing versus you have to, dial other people's phones. So this is a program that we used in Michigan called our More Money, Less Problems program. We actually wanted to name it Mo Money, Less Problems
Yeah.
program, but our admin team wanted us to spell out more.
Oh, lame.
So we actually charge clients 7% on this, right? But we don't tell them that we're charging 7% until we get to the listing table. So then we can present, we have this option at 7%, we have this option at 6%, or we have this option at 5%, right? We give people options. In this day and age, sellers love options. So this is a way to get the phone ringing. What's included in our 7% program? Well, a staging consult, a home interior prep cleaning, front landscaping touch-up, carpet cleaning, professional photography, right? You probably do already 2 of those things, maybe staging consult and professional photography. But do you do the home interior prep cleaning? Do you do the front landscape touch-up? Do you do the carpet cleaning? Probably not. Maybe you do. That's great.
We do a home warranty.
That's awesome. I love it. So add that as the what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on the 7th thing. There you go. Right? So if sellers don't want to have to worry about doing all that stuff and you think it can net them more money, maybe they just say, fine, I'll pay you 7%. I mean, if a savvy seller really looks at it, they're going to say that all maybe cost you, $400, $300-400. So I'm just going to do it myself. But for the seller that doesn't have to worry about it and you're willing to take it on, 7%, you'll make a profit and it gets the phone ringing. All right, Sisu. This is a system that our team uses to specifically track, all of our metrics, right? If you're not tracking your team's production or your business production, how could you truly forecast accurate, numbers for the 2nd quarter, the 3rd quarter, the 4th quarter? Think about tracking if you're not doing that already. Sisu is definitely one way that you can lead generate, right? If you are tracking your numbers, you're probably more intentional about marketing to your database. And ultimately, if you are more intentional about marketing to your database, you can drum up some deals. So what are some ways that we can leverage our database to generate some business? So we do a letter at the end of every year, and we also do a letter each quarter. So it's a simple letter just like this on a standard 8.5 by 11 white piece of paper. We trifold it and put it in a blank envelope, right? A completely white normal envelope, and we'll handwrite the address on there. Send it off. More people are going to open that. They're not going to think it's, spam, so to speak. And it's just to keep you top of mind, keep you in their face. So do this if you're not already doing this. I actually have another example, which I didn't put on here. And I will just pull up a picture because this is more timely. Create just a 1-page white piece of paper. This is what you're going to say on it. We knew you'd be looking for this at the top, right? And then you might say, as part of our continued service at insert team name here or business, we wanted to provide you a copy of your closing statement for 2021. Some of the items are tax deductible. Please check with your accountant or tax preparer to make sure you declare all your deductions. I've also enclosed a business card for your convenience. Please call me if you have any questions or if I can help with anything, right? So it's the closing statement. It's your business card in a letter, super simple. Mail it off in a handwritten envelope. They're going to open it up and be like, wow, this is amazing, right? It's a thoughtful touch that just gets you in front of them. I'll wrap it up here. Text messages, right? The average open rate of text messages sits at 99%, with 97% of those messages being opened up in 15 minutes or less. Are you text messaging your database? text message your database. I included 3 examples of texts that I get from other businesses that caught my attention. And I really like the way that they do this. So this is a good place to use Canva. Open up Canva, create a graphic, turn it into a GIF. You can text that GIF out. So when I open up my text, it moves. It's super eye-catching, right? It captures my attention.
I think we can do that through.
You can also do that through Command.
Yes.
Yep. So the days that they always text me, Saturdays and Wednesdays. And it's always at the same time. You can't see it on here, but the time is like 9:30 in the morning. I always open these up. And I haven't blocked them. I don't know why. It's at home. I don't know why, but I just love seeing their stuff.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm serious. Okay, 5-star review program. Who has a 5-star review program? Who is intentional about getting reviews from their clients? Okay, send out an email to your client. I'll share this with you all so you can have this, but here's what the email looks like. Ask your people. We used to ask our people to leave us a review at like 5, 6 different places. And we found that kind of overwhelmed people. No one did it at all 5 or 6 places. So we went to the top 3 that consumers are starting their search at. So Zillow, I know, whatever. That's where they're going though. Zillow, Google, Facebook. So if they leave us a review on all 3 of those places, they get a $75 gift card to one of these places, right? If they choose Applebee's, they might be able to buy out the whole menu. But here's what the email looks like, okay? There's what the email looks like. Make it easy for them. Give them an example of a testimonial that another client already left you. The easier we can make it for them, the more likely they're going to be able to do it. And our team in Michigan, we are the #1 most positively reviewed agent on Zillow. Actually, in the entire country, on Zillow, just because of this. Our 5-star review program. That's it. I'll share this with you all.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
All right. Before we bring Shelley up, I just wanted to remind you guys quickly, April, every Wednesday in the month of April, beginning tomorrow, Carly and Kelly from Team Lucky Duck are going to be coming down and really spending time on trainings that are going to keep you in front of your database. So tomorrow is 36 touch and events with Carly and Kelly at 1 o'clock. Next Wednesday, newsletters with Carly and Kelly. The 20th, build your database, and on the 27th, command opportunities and designs. So they're going to take you through a series of different things that they do and implement in their business to stay in front of their database. So think about that if you want to put it on your calendar. Without further ado, Shelley from HWA, who also kindly provided lunch today.
Yes, being delivered. Hi, everyone. Good to see a lot of familiar faces. I haven't been in this office before. So, for those of you that don't know me, Shelley Johnson with Home Warranty of America. You're how many months?
13
months. Right, 13-month home warranty. I'm only going to speak for 2-3 hours. Let's make it a look.
We need more cookies.
Right? No, I just want to say it's great to see everyone. Thank you for having me down. Great to see you. This is our newest brochure. We've had some internal changes, and I want to let you know that not a lot has changed. Prices have not gone up this year. One thing that we did get rid of for coverage is our Green Plus coverage. Sorry. And if you haven't seen the brochure in a while, it's still the same old information and everything like that. Application on the back. I will leave some for the office. Questions people may have about the home warranty at all? Okay, now more than ever is the time. If you have not used HWA, or even if you have, I need to let you guys know this too, especially when you guys order a lot, we have a great April promotion that is happening now. It's April. $50 off any diamond plan. So you can get a diamond plan at the price of the platinum. Yeah, right. And there is a code to do that. And if you need me to apply it, let me know. And I can apply that code if you need to set up a home warranty. It's only on the diamond plan. And the only small print, if you will, or a couple things are required to get that has to be paid in full, but not like, credit card payment or something like that. Also, we do need the buyer's email address and phone number.
I know homes are selling crazier than ever. And I get what kind of market it is. I've been doing this for 15 years and I've never seen it. But now more than ever, I want to tell you the importance of getting a home warranty. Because your buyers are spending 10, 20, 40,000 after asking price. What do they not have money for? A new furnace or air conditioner, right?
Right.
You know, and I'm gonna share a personal testimony now. I have a home on my own personal home. I just had a plumbing claim. It went really great, and I am a customer, and I can speak on behalf of the company. And I got myself a brand new toilet because it was leaking, and it worked out really well. So, on the seller side of things, I just want to remind you all too that we do offer the seller's coverage during the listing period. If you need heating and cooling coverage with that house, it is an additional $50 in addition to whichever plan you choose. Nothing is ever paid until closing, and I know homes are selling fast. Yet if you're doing open houses or if you're doing any, you know, I have sign writers and stuff like that. Again, it's something to help market you and what Dylan was talking about and what make you stand out. Because what you don't want to have, and you're working with your seller, they transfer the home warranty, the buyer has 13 months of coverage, 2 months into it, you know, the furnace goes out. You don't want your sellers to get those headache calls. It helps protect the sellers too. So it's something to think about differently than just offering it to your buyers. We offer it on both sides. Information here on the application. I'm not going to spend too much time talking to you. I just want to say thank you. Any questions anyone has for me? I'm going to stay for a few minutes.
So we were just, I think, the Q group uses this as a tool to strengthen their offers in a multiple offer situation. Can you tell us a little bit about how that would work?
Absolutely.
When-
I mean,
If you're representing a buyer.
Yeah, so we kind of cheat. Yeah, we kind of cheat
and
because,
thank you. And
Yeah.
happy birthday.
thank you, appreciate that. So, you know, when you have a seller, you can put a seller's home warranty on it and then pass it on to the buyer, but you don't actually pay for it until close, right?
Correct.
So what we've been doing in our offers, especially, I mean, it seems more frequently now that you don't get the option of having an inspection because of all the multiples, right? So what we do is we put in there that if they were to select our offer, we would immediately put a home warranty on it that protects the sellers during the time between selecting our offer and closing, so that, you know, they're also protecting their bottom line. If a furnace goes out, because we all know how it goes, furnace goes out, the sellers are like, well, but you're going to use the furnace, so you're paying half, right? It's like, you know, you sold us a house with a working furnace, so we still want a working furnace, right? And then you run into the problem where then what they're going to do is they're going to try and find the absolute cheapest option, so that thing runs long enough so that you're then in the home, and then it becomes your problem as well. So it's kind of like a full circle, protect everybody in the transaction thing. And so, you know, I don't know that it's been like the one thing that's kind of pushed things over, but when you look at an offer as its whole picture on top of that, and then we had another little tip is having the vendor put together a short little video on like BombBomb about their buyer, saying great buyer, blah, 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 send that, forward that along with the offer and the pre-approval, and we're going to cover your home during the time before closing, just,
Literally everything but the kitchen sink.
yeah, just have to throw it all at them.
And you made some really good point. I just want to clarify a couple things because I'm upfront and I want to let you know the facts. If you do a seller's order, the coverage is only up to $1,500, even if you do the HVAC.
Right.
So you have to add the HVAC coverage to have HVAC coverage, and all over it's only up to $1,500. So for the seller, it's not going to cover a replacement of a furnace. I want to be upfront. And when we transfer to the buyer gets full coverage. And that would be part of the coverage. Now, I know people are foregoing inspections. I've never heard that so much as I have in the last 2 years. I'm going to be upfront with you. If a buyer moves in, and sometimes if a claim is made within the first 30 days, my claims department may ask for a copy of the home inspection just to make sure that it was tested and that it works. If you don't have that document, it will not be covered. So I encourage you, when I tell agents all the time, make it non-contingent on the sale of the home. Don't forego an inspection.
Or wait till day 31.
But
Yeah,
that is
I
true,
know,
but
I know,
not.
yeah.
But, you know, because.
Yes, but no.
Right.
Sorry, Sorry, Shelley.
No, sorry. But it is important to know that we're not gonna fix this already broken.
Right.
And a cracked key exchanger did not happen the first 30 days. That's a known pre-existing condition. You know, so just with some general information that helps you. Yes, I think it's great, and I truly appreciate you guys in your business and a lot of you, so thank you. But we're not gonna cover what's already broken. And I think that's very upfront.
And I think that's any warranty company. to be fair,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. And no home warranty company, absolutely.
But we've been using you guys for 2 years and really haven't had any issues with coverage. Like the most random stuff, like my drain is clogged. It was like the first 2 weeks of living there and it was covered and there was no inspection.
The company we used beforehand, it literally became a part-time job, chasing after all the shit that they weren't covering.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
I
So,
can attest to that as well. You
Yeah.
guys are great work.
Thank you. And truly, and I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm very passionate and I love my job. And if there are gray areas or there are problems, I do get involved. And I'm always on your behalf. And do I always have 100% success? No, sometimes there are things that are not covered. You know, look at the fine print, whatever. But if I can help you guys, you know I will. And yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Thank you, Shelley.
Thank
you,
So,
Shelley.
I will make sure you guys have my news brochures, if I may, and leave that. And most importantly, I forgot plates and napkins, but pizza should be here, so let's go get them.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll.
Thanks for joining us online.
Bye, Lanier.
Bye, Lanier.
Hi, everybody. Have a great day.
Yeah, we will, for sure. I'm excited. I've been thinking about that. I love that.